You may have seen posters around campus. You may have even seen it on bumper stickers. And you may be wondering exactly what LEAD is about. I spoke to some of the contributing members of this organization to see what they had to say. What is LSUS LEAD? Many people here on campus would describe LEAD as a hands-on program that gives students the opportunity to develop many useful skills that can be applied to real-life situations, as well as challenge them to be the change that they want to see in the world. I had the opportunity to speak with Wayne Hogue, business professor and director of the LSUS LEAD program, about how this unique program came to be.
LSUS's leadership program, it's actually a character and leadership education and development program. LEAD stands for Leadership Education and Development. Started in late 2007, the provost said, we need a leadership program. And that was the instructions I was given. We taught the very first class in the fall of 2008. So that's 8 semesters, including summers, that LEAD has been around. We've had 565 students take at least one leadership class. The first level of achievement is a leadership certificate, where you complete 9 hours, three classes of leadership classes to earn a certificate. This semester we will award our 75th leadership certificate. So that's a pretty cool thing in 3 short years. You know, and we go to military academies 3 times a year, and you know, I mean, there's a huge influence from the military, and I realized also early on in the development of LEAD that there is this inherent in the culture of the military. Now, the military is comprised of Americans, so they have the same problems America has, but there is this inherent elevated appreciation or value of honor, duty, respect. I mean, just listening to military people address superiors, superior officers and all that. It's, you know, when I get an email from civilians that are in the military, it starts off with sir. And all the, you know, there's all these examples of this elevated level of respect and duty and honor. And I realized early on, I said, you know what? If we can capture 1% of that inherent sense of honor and duty and inject it into the civilian population, we can change the world. And I think that's what we're doing.
By using pointers from some of America's finest and attending leadership conferences across the country at military academies, students have a rare and unique opportunity to not only learn about leadership but put it into practice, which is exactly what students Brenton Bird and Long Chung did with the first ever LSUS LEAD Summit.
NCEA is the National Conference on Ethics in America, and it's held at West Point, which is the United States Military Academy in New York. And it's held every year, and it's a really great conference because it allows students like myself and students all across the United States to gain insight and a little experience in the problems that America's faced with every day. And it's really a conference where you can talk about almost anything, really, and that's the whole idea of it. The mentors there and the advisors there really push the questions, and they push what is ethical and what is not ethical, and they ask reasons why. Why do you believe this? What are the reasons, your own experiences on why you believe this? And so I've come away with a lot of different views and different opinions just because there's so many different people there. And what I loved about it is there was no question that was off limits. You could ask and you could go into things that you wouldn't be able to talk about in a regular classroom setting.
Actually, we mirrored NCEA to the LEAD Summit. We got, over there they had group discussions, here we have group discussions. We talk about ethics over there, we talk about ethics over here. We kind of sculpted around high school students, how it interacted in their high school career, how it interacted in their lives.
Each student who came to LEAD Summit had a mentor. There were, say, five students to one mentor, and during in between the speakers, the mentors would go and sit down and talk with the students about everything from bullying to you know, sportsmanship and all these ideas and aspects that fit into their high school lives. And it was really great because also the speakers, what they discussed, we discussed morality and ethics, character, honesty, integrity, respect, and so all of these things that the students would listen to during the LEAD Summit, they'd be able to talk about with their mentors and get a little more in depth, similar to what we were able to at West Point with our mentors.
With a turnout of over 120 high school students, the summit was a great success. And most importantly, LEAD has made its first steps in making an impact in this community.
I was reading some of the student evaluations after LEAD Summit, and several high school students said things like, it was really cool to be around a bunch of people who want to change the world. And I thought, yeah, that's what we're doing. You know, that's what I was talking about earlier. LEAD is a program, is a command. It's what you ought to do, but mostly it's a movement. And I realize that's what we're creating here. And it's what LEAD is becoming. It's taking on a life of its own. It is a movement, and it's a cool movement to be a part of, too.
And with this continuing growth, a new elite student organization, which is made up of leaders of character here on campus, emerged this past spring. Graduate student and commanding officer of LEAD Corps, Stephen Susla, tells us about where he hopes to see this organization go.
In the future, I would like to see, and we set it up this way, so that because of the uniqueness of the LEAD program at LSUS, LEAD Corps is also unique. And because of that fact, we do get a lot of national attention. And we hope to grow this and expand into further campuses across the nation and things like that. So hopefully one day every college campus across the land will have a LEAD Corps, and the amount of characters of leader that are in this nation and the future leaders of the world will have the opportunity to be members of LEAD Corps.
And of course, with the LEAD movement inspiring students to get involved on campus and in their community, it has inspired LSUS to take some great steps of their own. The paperwork for a LEAD minor has been put into the works. I sat down with the LSUS Provost and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Paul Sisson, to discuss the details.
I really want to see this become a campus-wide activity so that students in any degree program, doesn't matter if they're in one of the business degrees or science, education, anything at all, they can pursue that degree and pick up this LEAD minor, the LEAD training on the side, because leadership is something that applies to people in every degree program. I'm hoping for the spring. I hope that we get all that done and have it in place by the end of the spring semester. The excitement is there, the support is there. I'm excited as well, so we're going to push it hard.
LEAD organizers invite you to watch this organization grow. Reporting for LSU Shreveport Student News, I'm Tiffany Sandifer.